Hey, folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous? Maybe? I don't know. Welcome to what's left of our old base. I have stripped away everything other than some power generation up on the hill over here. And in fact, I think, now that I'm thinking about it, I talked about doing this. I'm going to deconstruct these old nuclear reactors and replace them all with just the tier 2s. Where's the tier 2? Oh, it's up there. I was going to say, we have a tier 2 somewhere, don't we? Now, I need an explosive powder, but otherwise I'll be able to craft some more, which I'm going to do at the base. So things are turned off for a second. That's fine. Oh, I guess I can deconstruct the solar. 'Cause honestly, they're really not doing much, so we're going to do that. And yeah, now we're out of inventory space, but that's okay. All right, so we have no power running for the moment, but bear with me here. What we're going to do is take a look at our base. This water level is not, as far as I can tell, going to go up any higher than this. And the reason is our lake percentage is actually finished. But we can see the ground floor is completely filled in. However, if I go upstairs, no water. These heaters, which are currently off because I don't have any power because I just turned down all my generators, should be safe and fine. I see no reason to go and mess around with this and to make any more changes. So what we're going to do, with the power off and at night, things are a little dark, but that's all right. We'll get it rebuilt in just a moment here. We're going to swing over to the new area. Yes, low power, no kidding. On the way, we're going to cross by a tier 2 algae generator right over here, as well as a lake water collector. So right on the edge, very convenient. The algae one needed an area, so it's a little further in. I still have my little hut outside, which has got some superfluous storage, and that's fine. And yeah, I want to build tier 2 nuclear reactor, although will I be able to craft it if there's no power? I think so. I think the crafting still works. Boy, it is sure dark in here. Let me just dump a couple of things for some inventory space momentarily. Okay, so I need explosive power, which is 2 sulfur and an iridium. So we're going to come over here, pick up some iridium, and we're going to pick up a sulfur, which is currently in this rares 2 category. Some of this stuff still needs to be organized, clearly. But, oh. 2 sulfur. Thank you very much. And get the explosive power. So now I should be able to build the 2-tier nuclear reactor. Indeed, I can. I put that there because it would explicitly be in my way and be kind of annoying. I think I'm still going to build the nuclear reactors on nice high ground. And, you know, not directly next to our base. There you go. This thing is making tons of power. And in fact, I strongly suspect I can take that down. Oh, I cannot. Okay, how much do I need for the... Do I have another uranium rod? Sorry to interrupt the tour. I do. Good. And then I'm short just one more explosive powder. So we need an iridium. And did I have 2 sulfur left over in here? Oop. Okay, so I guess I'm just double clicking too quickly. Because it's not taking the second click. As I'm trying to take 2. Or maybe I was sort of clicking moving, so maybe it had initiated a little drag or something. That's fairly likely. Tuck it in there. Great. Okay, now we have ludicrous power, because those things... What the hell did I just hit? Apparently there's an emote key. I think the number 2 on the keyboard produces an emote. I suspect actually quite a few of the keys on the number keys at this point do generate an emote. As far as I know, you can't cancel those emotes. I just tried spamming some keys and it didn't work. Annoying. Anyway, welcome to the base. So I've got a couple rows of storage over here. These are the basic materials. This one is yet undefined. Might be where we put... I don't know, the blue stuff? I don't know. And then there'll probably end up being some more storage over here. But let's go over to the left. You've seen the biolab over here and some stockpiles. We still have this generic organics, which I'm sure is going to get broken down some more. Oh, I didn't realize there were some eggplants sitting in here. I should take those and move those out in a second. Ice, water, and then that's actually just an empty one over there. I've got up to a total of 16 food growers. 4 for each type. However, this one mushroom one is not currently in use because I don't have a mushroom seed for you. But we have a good amount of food production, so I don't think we're going to starve anytime soon. And importantly, we've got a miscellaneous number of things for different crafting. Now, it's possible we don't need the squash, or in fact, the beans for any construction. Maybe we do, maybe we don't, I don't know. But we can also just, you know, we can just focus on eating those should something come up. At this point, I'm no longer feeling the need to like go and harvest the crops every time they come up because we have, you know, we have a bunch stockpiled and we might end up with a bit of a problem. And I'm not wrong, right? Yeah, no mushroom seed in here. That'll be something that we'll sort of be out on the look for. on the lookout for. We can still pop out the back. We do have this extra module, which I don't think was there last time. Oh no, I did build it for the farming. That's right. I've got a couple of mining modules going on over there, partially to have a constant source of minerals, but also because it does produce a little heat and a little pressure. It's not, that's not, I think, its most primary thing. I think the tier 3 heaters, I'm assuming, do generate a lot more heat. 28. Actually, not bad, because these are 17. So they don't make as much as the tier 3 heaters, and materially they are, probably costing some more, the osmium, the iridium rods in there. But they're not bad, and they do generate pressure. I actually don't know what the biggest pressure generator we've got would be at this point. I guess it is just the mines that generate pressure. Weirdly, increasing oxygen doesn't increase pressure, but I guess what this is doing is unleashing just hugely more amounts of carbon dioxide or nitrogen or something into the atmosphere. That's entirely possible. But it's still contributing a little bit over there. The other thing is we've unlocked the ability to build this tier 2 biodome a little while ago. Well, I finally built one over here. So I tore down the tier 1 biodome was there. Also just nudged it over a little bit, because what we could do is if we extend the building out this way a little bit more, I could fit a second biodome in there. The other thing you could do is we could have put it upstairs. I could have put it right on that part, which might still be something that we do. We'll see. We can move this around pretty easily. So this biodome is generating tons of oxygen, 1450. Let's compare, for example, right? Our tier 3 vegetubes had a base oxygen generation of 13. Now, we were putting in maybe some 600% multipliers in there. But yeah, 13 as a base versus 1450. And the old biodome generated 135. So this is it's 10 times more than the old one. Ridiculous amount of oxygen. And it is starting to produce tree bark, so I'm going to go and grab those and I guess throw it into our organic storage, which these two things are a little far, and conceptually, I suppose the biolab and the biodome might have belonged. I'm getting the names right? Yeah, biolab, biodome. Maybe I should have had them nearby, but I don't know how quickly it's going to produce tree bark, and right now, I don't need a tree bark. The fact that it's in a little thing like this, I'm wondering if this is a sample that we're going to use to plant our own trees later. This might be an example of things happening too quickly. Anyway, let me show you the upstairs. We climb up here. I've decided to build myself finally a little comfort space. I've got myself a sofa I can sit on. I can't move the mouse around here, so... Oh, I guess arrow keys. There you go. We can get a little bit of a look at ourselves. Sure. And I've set up my command center up here. It's a little inconvenient because in theory, this could be something we interact with a little bit more, but not really. Early on, I think we were checking this quite a bit to try to figure out the order, but, I don't think we're looking at it non-stop over here. So yeah, oh yes, we've also unlocked the flower spreader, which I should probably look to put down. I don't have any of those yet. We'll produce some amount of oxygen, some amount of plants. And right now, the tier 2 biodome is producing plants, but it's 11 per second. Flower spreader generates almost as many plants. Nowhere near as much oxygen, but it generates more plants. And if we compare it to the algae generator, which is generating 0.8, that's nothing. The tier 2 algae generator. Where is the tier 2 algae generator? Oh, probably over here. Yeah, generates 23. Okay, so it generates quite a bit more. It generates more than the flower spreader, but it might, first of all, flowers are pretty. We're clearly going to want some. Insert a seed to grow flowers. That's why the seeds are still useful. I was wondering, we've got all these oxygen generator seeds, right? Which go in these vegetubes, but it feels like the vegetubes are obsolete. So I'm like, what are we going to do with these oxygen seeds? You put them in the flower spreader. So in fact, we're going to get the 600% oxygen from the flower spreader, which ain't too shabby. Oxygen, the plants is going up noticeably over here. We're actually going to get the, sorry, not the beehive, but we're getting the biomass going up, which got us that. The next one, 175 is not bad, and we get a plant rocket. That's not crazy far away. Gives a global generation bonus by spreading bacteria from outer space. And yeah, currently the terraforming stage is, lakes is done, moss is growing. Need a little bit of water, which is fine. We got tons, actually I had some in my inventory as well. And we do need some food. Need some more of the space food here. All that good. But yeah, I can go and grab more water whenever I want from this guy over here. Yeah, it's coming up quickly. Well, you know what? I'll grab that. We have enough storage space for it. At some point, I suspect we're going to end up leaving a bunch of it in there. And, because our stockpile will be full. We'll be like, we'll get it when we get it. And that's going to be fine. Or, again, I know bots exist. I don't know how they work, what they collect from, where they go. The other thing that'll be an interesting question is coming over here. A lot of times, this is going to be filled with stuff that I don't really need more of. And I'm going to have to, like, maybe we will end up doing a generator. Or a shredder. Because up until now, there hasn't really been a reason for it. But what I'm going to, let's say I'm full on iron. So I could grab everything other than iron in here. But then this is just eventually going to fill up with iron and the mine's going to stop working. So at some point, I'm going to have to find some way to dump the excess iron. As an example. And I don't know if there's a good upscale. There is one thing we can do to convert one mineral to another, which is the superalloy. But this does require aluminum, right? Everything else in here is just being generated on mass by our mining operation. But we don't have a constant source of aluminum yet. We haven't figured that bit out. So I can't generate infinite superalloy. But if we do get a source of aluminum, then things will change because then I can convert most of the base metals into superalloys, which is still fairly valuable to us. So that'll be that. Yeah, but yeah, I've got that. Actually, we haven't tried to do... Oh, no, that's right. A long time ago, we did try the bed, and we can't sleep in the bed. Now, it's kind of bright in here. I assume, in my head canon here, is that these windows are tintable. That way, when we want to go to sleep, we can tint the windows and not have the light, just keep us up all the time. Ceiling lights, which are built over here, might be a little risky on a planet that does get hit by asteroids, but, I'm assuming they're like a super hard... material, maybe that transparent aluminum, or made out of like clear. Is it like what is it? The transparent aluminum from Star Trek Voyage Home. A lot of people have said could be something. Is it aluminum oxide? Rubies and sapphires and emeralds, are those 3 gemstones the same material? It might be just 2 of those are the exact same. It could be that all 3 are, and it's just because of like inclusions and things like that they get color. I think whichever ones are the same, either the 3 of them or 2 of those 3, I think they're aluminum oxide as a core base, and then, yeah, they just get some inclusions. Anyway, but yeah, it could be like a super hard material. It's just impractical to use everywhere because, it's more expensive or whatever. But that's my story for these things. They're tintable and super duper strong. I guess in this case, they do use cobalt. There's titanium and cobalt for the ceiling glass, and iron and cobalt for the wall ones. There's a funny little gap over there, but I guess that's just the way that it is. So what do I want to do next? Well, you know what? Let's put down one of these flower spreaders and see what the deal is. Now, it's not on the biomass. Oh, no, it is. More fertilizer. Okay. So it does feel like we're going to end up making, like, we need quite a lot of fertilizer for things, which means we need a lot of algae for things. I might have some stored up. I actually have ridiculous amounts of algae stored up. Let me do that. Let me dump the superalloy because I don't think we needed it for the construction. I might be wrong. Let me drop that. And then this extra cobalt, we'll just do this. Just clear a little bit of space in here. So, fertilizer. Oh, we do need some superalloy for it, and magnesium, and tons of water. But I just want to make a bunch of fertilizer, well, as much as I can. So, eggplants. Good. And if I have more eggplants in here, let's grab all of that. And then I need a bunch of sulfur. Ooh! I only have 1 sulfur. However, I know where I can get more. Although I think, disappointingly, I wasn't able to build a sulfur mine over there. Yeah, we've got the sulfur flats, but that's it. I think I needed 3 water for the flower spreader. Yeah. Superalloy and a magnesium. Okay, let me grab that. We'll put down a flower spreader just outside our front door. Yeah, good. Okay. Yeah, nice big radius. Yeah, right leading up to the water. That's going to be okay. And then we need to put something in there. All right. So we're going to come over here to our oxygen seeds. And the golden seed is the 600% multiplier. There we go. And then if we look here. Yeah. Yeah, about 1,000. Which is about, the biodome. I think this biodome tier 2 was something like 1,500. But we're talking about, same order of magnitude. And it should look pretty. Now, I wonder, is there any chance we might be able to get more seeds of this stuff as this grows and matures? Because that would be nice. Now, that might be OP if we can generate infinite amounts of golden seed. But let's give it a go. I wonder if the flowers stay after I remove the spreader. Now, I could build more of these as well. I think I've got some 400% oxygen seeds, but we know that our limiting factor is going to be fertilizer, and the limiting factor there is going to be sulfur. So that makes me think what we do is we go on a little sulfur mining expedition. A couple of those. I think somewhere in here. Oh, maybe in here. As I say, I got a couple of oxygen tanks. And it looks like we can pick up our iron. Like, we were, like, sitting on infinitude iron. And I think there's still some sitting in some of the bins outside. We've clearly gone through a few. Let me check, just to make sure there's no extravagant resources. No, it is completely full up. Yeah, that's going to be a whole other organization level that I'm not sure about. And this cave, and it might just be cave. Oh, we've been in a few other caves, but so far this is the only one. Unless there's like some sweet spots within it, this is the only one that has led to a special material being in it. And I don't know what to make of that. Now, I can basically pick up infinite amounts of iridium because, other than for explosives, mostly what we need now are the iridium rods, so they can tell. Oh yeah, no, this was an actual proper sulfur source. Okay, good. So yeah, this is going to have to get collected from time to time to do this. I mean, what I could do is just drop the other rocks off at this point and be like, all right, well, I don't need you, but as well do this. And I mean, to a certain extent, I can pick up whatever material I find. What I'm looking for is sulfur, but the sulfur is not the easiest thing in the universe to spot. Because the color of the ground, everything kind of blends in. There. Basically, I just don't need cobalt. I guess I don't really need magnesium either. Now, so that's magnesium here. That looks like aluminum to me. And depending on the lighting, I have a hard time spotting one over the other. Maybe not everyone has the same problem. Water's getting a little low, but it's currently fine. Inventory full. You know what? I'll drink water. I'll do that, and I'll bring the rest home. I could just drop some iron and stuff, but that's gonna be okay. So that, I believe, is the way up to the spaceship. And right there, there's the Iridium Cave, which is quite close to my base. And in hindsight, again, would have been that much more of an incentive to build our base where it is now, originally, because it would have saved us a lot of walking. But I didn't know at the time, and probably I should have. There's more iridium on the ground there, but I guess it's fine since I have unlimited source of it. Not super fast, but it is there. Yeah, maybe what I should do is set up some sort of shredder literally in that room. I could put up another couple of miners in there, set up destroyers or shredders or whatever they're called, just to shred all the base metals when I come and pick up all the iridium, basically. All right, oxygen's in place. So we did end up with a bunch of magnesium over here. Oh yeah, from the mining operation. Like I really tried to avoid picking it up, but right, I looted the miners, so that makes sense. Oops. Let's click. Move you here. Move you over there. And now I can indeed make a bunch more fertilizer. So we still need the eggplant, which I've got. And I think the algae might be the limiting factor in this case. No, it's the eggplant. Although, we would have enough for a couple more. So I might want to make a few more flower spreaders. I've got a couple of fertilizer now. So if I wanted to make them, I need magnesium, 2 super alloy. There you go. And then a frac ton of water. I might be able to collect some outside. 3. That's enough to 2 flower spreaders. And then we're going to look for 2 of the best seeds. Oh, there's still a bunch of seeds outside. Although I think 400% is our next best, assuming we don't have any super seeds. I'm going to grab these because we do have a proper bin for them. I can start to dismantle these as well. Yeah, these are all pretty baseline. Actually, I'll just throw you guys in there. Oh, I do have another golden seed. Okay. And some more food and things like that. All right, so let's move down over this way. Flower spreader. Can't see the existing radius, but I think it's fair to say that that's a new one. Can't see the edge of flowers this time, which is what I used to gauge it last time. Do this, and yeah, we'll put a golden seed in there. And in the middle, and I'll try to remember that it is in the middle in case I find another golden seed, we're just going to put in the Tusca for 400%. Okay. And then O2 seeds. Sort you out. And then you have made more bark. I assume I should probably go and grab them when I can. I guess we can always trash them otherwise. And then if we take a look at this screen. Yeah, I mean, the biomass is moving up visibly, which makes sense. Everything else is ticking up fairly slowly. We're a ways away before the next thing. And the terraforming index. Terraforming index is moving a little faster than some of the others. I guess because of the way it averages up. I don't know if we're on the cusp of unlocking something in India's. Terraforming index, actually, I don't think this will take too long. We'll figure out the machine optimizer and how that works. Auction, yeah, tier 4 heater is so far away. We could go and build some more biodomes. Or the more planters for more oxygen generation. Next heat level. Tier 4 drill's not that far, actually. And that's probably going to generate tons of pressure. The next thing over here is a gas extractor. But that's 100 millipascals. That's miles away. But presumably what's going to happen here is the tier 4 drill will generate tons more pressure, which will do this. Automatically extract gases from the ground. I wonder if that's going to generate both pressure and oxygen? And then, yeah, over here, the next biomass level is this plant rocket, which does remind me, we need to rebuild our launch platform. I mean, do we need to right now? If we're not about to launch another rocket, and I really can't, I still don't have, as far as I know, I feel like I'm missing something. But as far as I know, I still don't have the recipe for making a super alloy rod. Right, I got the tier 2 crafting station, the advanced crafting station. I do need to rebuild the communications antenna. Actually, we probably have a message because we've generated water. Titanium. Silicon. Oh, there it is. Iron and aluminum. They're not always listed in the same order. Because most of them list the iron first, and I was sort of basing that on how I would put my things here. Part of me kind of wants to keep this hut, or put it way on. Oh, I think it has to be built on the ground, doesn't it? Well, maybe it just needs to be built outside. Oh, I forgot it's clear glass, though. Maybe there? Can it even be built on top of the station? It can. Okay, because I can always move this later if I'm unhappy. Let's see if I have a message. It might not come instantly. Nothing yet. Those extra messages. I hope I didn't miss it because I didn't have the thing when I unlocked Lake. I quite like that. Cosmetically, that looks kind of cool. Maybe I should throw a few extra things on top of the building. Just because it looks kind of nifty. Just a few random, like, wind turbines, even though they do nothing for us at this point in terms of the amount of power. But little spinny wind turbines are cool. We're getting our fleurs. And yeah, I'm wondering if we're going to be able to do some harvesting. Like, it might just be a very rare chance of getting a seed. I kind of expect that it's not going to. Because I don't feel like the game is balanced around that kind of concept. But it's possible. All right. What would be our next step? Well, I mean, more exploration, certainly. But our primary goal is the terraforming. And now that I've got things a little more organized, and actually I've stripped down a lot of the terraform we've got, we could focus on some of these. Again, I'm not really happy with the sources of pressure. I guess maybe I do just build the drills. Because again, the miners will do it. The drills will do a little bit more, and they're relatively cheap. Well, okay, the aluminum's not cheap. I think that's all. And technically make a little bit of pressure with the heat, but not really. Yeah, the ore extractor. Yeah, we're limiting by the aluminum. But yeah, let's build the tier 3 drills. And I'm going to build a few, because I can tear them down afterwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's say 4 of these drills. So now I need 8 iron. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need 8 titanium. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's get like a field of drills. Just up over here. The water's edge. Nice little flat area here. Maybe here. There we are. Rocks are all... Oh, not quite in the way. That was a funny little graphic. It looks like it's drilling at this cobalt. Which, again, I really don't need the cobalt, but it was kind of bugging me that it's there. I really don't need magnesium either. There you go. So that's an extra 34. 68 pressure growth. Oh no, what the hell is generating so much pressure? I have to remember, hold on. With the heat and the pressure, we do have the 1000% multiplier. So I was going to say, what is 68 in a field of 1300? But the 68 is probably... Am I counting that right? Yeah, 34, 68. I don't know, maybe. Math is hard. Who cares? That's probably the raw amount, which is then getting multiplied. So presumably the pressure generation did just go up a whole bunch. It's still moving exceptionally slowly, though. I still think, you know what? I still think it's going to be... It's going to be this tier 4 drill. So I think, and we're very close. If anything, I think I should focus on heat. Can I build another tier 3 heater? I think the answer is very much yes. In fact, definitely, because I can even go craft another iridium rock. I don't want to run out. Well, I can get iridium whenever I want. So hold on. Maybe I will do this. Because every now and again, we need a little bit of raw iridium still. Let me drop that in. So we have 3 iridium rods. I need hydration, apparently. I need 3 aluminum. 1, 2, 3. I need 3 titanium, 3 silicon. 1, 2, 3. And just pick up 1 more titanium. Oops, that's the wrong way. There we are. Good. Just grab some water straight from the source over here. Ah, delicious. All right. Actually, I think I'm going to go and slap the heaters in our old base. There's room upstairs. It's still fine. You know, in my head, we're not heating the atmosphere. What it's doing is it's heating the water of the lake that it's in. And then that's helping to have a nice mellow heat dissipation, as well as probably increase the humidity of the air because of the warm water. That's my lore. Sorry, what? Is it? These are working. These are working. But I'm feeling like it's not letting me place because it's counting the water as just poking through. Not enough to stop the device from working, but enough to stop it from being placed. All right, so we walked out here for nothing, but it's kind of interesting, actually. It's a fun little quirk of the game, I would say. So I could have a cozy bedroom by putting some heaters in there. I could also just build a separate little chamber. Let's go ahead and put them in here because I do want the heat to get started. Honestly, I don't hate the idea that we've made this room nice and cozy. It's cold out there. If I want to get my spacesuit off, I'm going to need it roasty toasty. Probably this is too roasty toasty, but still. All right, so more heat generation. I think really there's nothing to do right now but to wait. Again, we are about to get the next biomass level with the plant rocket, which is going to mean we're going to have to rebuild the launch platform, but I should have all the means for that. I have enough super alloys. 1, 2, 3. I have the titanium and the iron. Yeah, other than super alloy, it's pretty cheap. And I think I want to go at the back over to here. And let's rotate the stairs. Yeah, we're facing us. Good. Gotta clear the surface because there might be some stuff I can't reach right now, but not really a problem or a deal breaker. I really don't need the cobalt. Sort of looks maybe a little silly, but that's okay. And yeah, apparently we're going through materials. Now, I can go and just grab a bunch from the mine, but, you know, we may as well just clear a little area around this. Even if that means grabbing some of the cobalt. Now, I haven't unlocked any new rockets along the way, have I? I think the answer is no. I think we still have the ones we were looking at. I've launched one of these, and I might want to launch more because we might be able to stack the heat multiplier. I've launched one of these, and same thing. I might want to launch some more. I don't think there's a reason to launch a tier 1 GPS satellite. We launch a tier 2, which just seems to be better. And then what we don't have is the map information rocket because we don't currently have the means to build a super alloy rocket or super alloy rod. Again, unless I've missed it, I'm tempted to check the wiki for it just in case it turns out it's something I have just missed. My concern, however, is that I will do it and get spoiled on some. I don't think it's going to be all that important. It'll mostly be the worst case scenario is like, oh, this will be unlocked when your friend Bob shows up on the planet and the game changes into a first-person shooter survival, like monster slaying survival game. And be like, I'm sorry, what? But yeah, otherwise, I don't think there's anything that dramatic. Let's finish the last of the space food and do that. And yeah, so right now I think what I'd be doing is waiting for the heat to kick in. I don't really have the means to build more heaters. Again, I'm not wrong. This is currently our best source of heat generation, right? I think so. I don't think we have anything else doing crazy amounts of heat. I think we get a little bit from the drills, but barely. Mostly they just generate pressure. Same thing with the heaters. Technically we generate a little bit of pressure, but mostly it's all heat. Yeah, what I could probably do now is AFK. What a Kiss for Luck told me she's done before is she's gone and dumped all her inventory in a container and just gone AFK. And yeah, your character eventually you starve or you dehydrate, so you die, but then you just respawn and you just let time pass and let the terraforming click up. And for the purpose of the video, that wouldn't be the worst thing in the universe. I'm not going to lose any of my gear over here because of our difficulty setting. All we do is we lose like half our inventory and it goes into a bin anyway. So if the inventory is empty, presumably we could do that. I'll do a safety save first, although I guess the game autosaves. Like when I do this, eventually it autosaves as well as overwrites that, I think. Maybe they're in separate slots. The autosave and the manual save might be in separate slots. I don't know. No interaction here, right? Yeah, you don't generate seeds. Nothing there. Over here, we're for the water. I guess while I'm here, we could do one quick little pass for the algae. I gotta say, one of the things that was interesting with my algae grower, because I put it down on the lake when the lake was still rising, it made it really easy to spot the algae because it was like down here, right? Because the algae had grown and then everything kept floating upwards, but now it's always going to be at the surface level because the water's not moving anymore. I mean, it's not a problem or anything like that. It was just, oh, this is a fun little convenience as a side effect of the rising water levels. Yeah, I think our algae generation is crazy. Although some of the recipes need like 3 algae, right? More than one thing I think needs a triple algae. So that's something. And if we want to get to the point of making the tier 2 fertilizer, we need to make the tier 1. Oh, the tier 2 needs squash. So it's a good thing we're doing that. Methane cartridge. Oh, that's probably what the gas extractor does in our tech tree. The thing called the gas extractor. It may also generate oxygen into the atmosphere, but I bet you it generates methane cartridges for us. And yeah, these bioplastic nuggets, we can make these easily now. Silicon, we can get infinitely from our mines, water bottle as well, and we are growing mushrooms regularly. So, and actually that might be an incentive for me to make sure to keep like cycling through these mushrooms. I needed a pair, right? Make that, because then I could get more bioplastics. Just done and then store them in here. We've got a couple, but some things do need it. I probably won't bother making it yet, but yeah, harvesting the mushrooms. And maybe, you know what, since I'm not full on stockpile, maybe I will keep doing this. And as it turns out, the squash as well. So far it's the beans that don't have a recipe, but the beans are the most nutritious, and that might be their role. They're the most efficient per stack source of food, and that might be all it's ever intended to be, which is totes legit. Anyway, yep, I'm going to go and put a cut in here. Folks, thanks for watching another episode, and I'll see you guys next time. Did I put... No, it's selecting this one. So I thought it was facing the water one, but it was selecting the ice one. There you go. I'll see you next time, folks. Bye-bye.